What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my preview of Manchester City's away game against Aston Villa in the Premier League. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, to subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do get your thoughts as well in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes, where you guys could be in with the chance of winning 2 hospitality tickets for Manchester City's next game at the Etihad Stadium on Boxing Day, December 26th, with Manchester City taking on Everton. There are 2,499 tickets available, tickets costing just 39 pence per ticket. So if you do want to go and enter, then links and details, they are in the description. You can purchase as many tickets as you want. I also would say a big thank you to Football Prizes for sponsoring this video. There is also 14 instant prizes to be won as well. Links and details, they are in the description. So, match information for this game. This game taking place at Villa Park, Premier League match day number 17 on Saturday, 21st of December 2024, with 12:30 PM GMT kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live on TNT Sports here in the United Kingdom. Anybody heading on to the away day, do enjoy yourselves, and hopefully Man City can pick up the 3 points. I know nobody's feeling very confident that we can win the game, but you know, we live here in hope. So our opponents, Aston Villa, formed in 1874, led by manager Unai Emery, currently find themselves 7th in the Premier League, 25 points from 16 games, with 7 wins, 4 draws and 5 losses in the Premier League, and they do go over Manchester City with a win from this game. And I'll be telling you right now, with City's form of just 1 win in 11 games in all competitions, Aston Villa will be rubbing their hands, in particular knowing that this is in their own stadium on their own territory. They're going to be rubbing their hands, they're going to be well up for this, and I'm fully expecting Aston Villa to come flying out of the blocks looking for a couple of goals to try and kick Manchester City whilst they are down. So Man City, they need to persevere, they need to stick with Aston Villa, try and keep and contain Aston Villa, try and keep it nice and tight, nice and close, and if we can have an opportunity or two and put them away, that's our route into the game. It's got to be a 10 out of 10 performance from Manchester City. This is the kind of away day that even if we had a fully fit squad with Rodri here, we're still potentially going to be struggling in this game. Villa Park is not an easy place to go and win, and playing against a team as good as Villa, with a manager as good as Unai Emery, it's going to be a very, very, very difficult away game for Manchester City. So we have 100% got to be on it, and it would probably be the most City thing ever to go to Villa Park to win and make short work of them when we've been in terrible form and just quite simply over the last month or so just not looked very good. We will see, though, what will happen. So, in terms of Aston Villa's form, well, they lost at the weekend 2-1 away against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. They did win their last 3 games before that, with home wins against Brentford and Southampton. They also beat RB Leipzig away in the Champions League. They didn't win the previous 8 games before that. So they have also, like us, been pretty inconsistent. So anything can happen. We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the dangers, question is, who's going to be starting? Is it going to be Duran starting up top, or is he going to come off the bench for him to try and make an impact, or is it going to be Ollie Watkins starting up top? Regardless, it's going to be pace and precision up top that City need to be careful with. You've got former Manchester City man Morgan Rogers, I'm expecting to start and play behind the striker. I see no reason why Aston Villa can't play a nice attacking formation and really take the game to Manchester City. Their best way of beating City is having a pop at us, so I expect them to do so. So I reckon you're going to see the likes of Matty Cash starting out wide with McGinn. You've got Tielemans, you've got Ananas providing some good cover in midfield as well. Got a decent defence, decent goalkeeper as well, and to be honest, Aston Villa, if they start to find their form, are going to be serious contenders about finishing in the top 4 places in the Premier League. So I'm thinking to myself here that Man City, not so much looking at Liverpool and the title right now, I'm thinking I'm concerned about us finishing in the top 4, and we're playing a team here that's potentially going to be one of our rivals for competing for a top 4 place come the end of the season. I don't want to lose this game. Ideally, we can win this game and start to shore ourselves up about looking like a team that's capable and is going to be finishing in the top 4. They also have a lot of depth to their team, Aston Villa, likes of Kamara, Barkley, Martson, Buendia, all options, plenty of quality, plenty of depth there. City need to be careful. I'm expecting, in terms of the injury news, both Tyrone Mings and Leon Bailey to potentially be back in their squad as well. Mings was only away on an illness, so he could potentially be starting this game. Bailey's been out with a thigh problem, so I don't think he's going to be starting this game. So if that is the case, then it's just going to be Jacob Ramsey missing out for Aston Villa. So I'm expecting them to go nice and attacking, nice and positive. 4-2-3-1 formation led by the world's best goalkeeper according to the awards, Emi Martinez starting in goal. The back four made up of Konsa, Carlos, Torres and Digne. Decent defence. Midfield of Onana and Tielemans. You've got Rodgers playing further ahead of them. Cash going out wide with McGinn and potentially either Ollie Watkins or Duran starting up top. Plenty to give Manchester City a big headache over. Now, Manchester City formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola. Currently find ourselves 5th in the Premier League. We have finally dropped out of the top 4 spots, which is of no surprise with Manchester City's current form. My only surprise is City still sitting as high as 5th, which tells me that everybody below us has all been pretty inconsistent, including Aston Villa. Form, 1 win in 11 games in all competitions. Don't win this game, it's going to be 1 win in 12. More than likely, we're probably going to lose this game. 1 win in 12 games for Manchester City. Really poor. We lost to United last weekend after being 1-0 up thanks to conceding goals in the 88th and 90th minute at home in the Manchester derby. It's going to take some forgiving from the Manchester City fans, but I'm sure they'll be there loud and proud. Will the players be there loud and proud is the question. Our only win coming against Nottingham Forest at home at the beginning of December. We lost our last away game against Juventus in the Champions League 2-0. We drew our last Premier League game away from home 2-2 against Crystal Palace after trailing twice in that game. We've not won away from home since we played Wolves away in the Premier League on the 20th of October, and that took a last minute John Stones header to make it happen in the Midlands that day. We've just not been the same without Rodri. Been poor in the transfer market, been maybe unlucky with some injuries. Players are looking tired. There's a lack of pre-season and there's a very long season to come here for Manchester City. As Pep has said, a season of suffering. Well, it's got to be a top 4 place for Manchester City. This is a big game in terms of a top 4 finish. So Manchester City have dangers all over the pitch despite having a few players missing, including Oscar, Bobb and Rodri, long-term absentees. We do have Kovacic back, we do have Phil Foden back, and we also have John Stones back. Waiting for Pep Guardiola to do his press conference to find out the status over Nathan Ake and Manuel Akanji. I can't imagine Akanji too far away. Could be available for this game. Ake, I think, maybe a couple of weeks away. Rico Lewis is back from suspension. So, my team prediction then, the most important part of this video. I go Stefan, Ortega-Moreno in goal ahead of Ederson. Rico Lewis starts for me because he's nice and fit. He's had a rest. He comes back in from suspension. I go with John Stones, Ruben Diaz and Josko Gvardiol as a back three here.
Oh man, just as I'm editing this up, guys, Ruben Diaz out 3 to 4 weeks for Manchester City. Akanji is back, so take Diaz out of the team for my team prediction and throw in Manuel Akanji in place of Ruben Diaz. I think the positive that we have with Ruben Diaz's injury is he's going to be missing Villa away, he's going to miss Everton at home, Leicester away and West Ham at home. Will be missing the Salford City game in the FA Cup. I don't think he was ever going to be used for that game, so it could be much worse for Manchester City. But once again, just reiterating the importance of this upcoming January transfer window, ensuring that Manchester City are adding quality and depth to their team, including in defence as well. If I was in charge, Anthony Robinson, £40 million, I'd be bringing him in to try and shore things up on that left-hand side and cope with Nathan Ake, who's been very injury prone for City so far this season. Gives more options on that left-hand side along with Josko, Gvardiol, and I'd be signing a centre-back as well, because City's defence has just been too injury prone, and what we're getting is players being out injured and then they're out for a few weeks. They're having to be rushed back because another defender's been injured, and this little cycle that City have of injuries continues and goes on and on and on. We have Akanji and Stones coming back. I gave it 3 to 4 weeks, and then they'll be injured, and then we'll be rushing Ruben Diaz back, and then he'll get injured, and, you know, we'll rush Nathan Ake back. He'll pick up another injury, and it's just going to continue and go on and on. So squad depth needed. Pep Guardiola needs to break his philosophy of having a small squad. It's just not going to put up in a very long, brutal and hard season, because let's not forget, we've got Club World Cup as well in the summer. Tight turnaround for next season, not much of a pre-season once more, not much rest either, so a bigger squad is very much needed. Business needs to be done in January. Anyway, back on with the preview.
For Manchester City, Lewis can provide support in midfield along with Kovacic. I want to see plenty of creativity, so I'm going with former Villa man Jack Grealish along with Kevin De Bruyne. That's right, I've dropped Phil Foden from this game. I'm going Bernardo Silva out wide along with Matheus Nunes, and I'm going Erling Haaland up top. I've seen a lot of people speaking about Nunes. They want him dropped because of his mistakes. He looked mortified, he looked devastated about his errors that cost Manchester City in the Manchester derby. Playing in an unfamiliar role, playing in a more defensive position. I'll put him in a more attacking position because, to me, he's probably been City's most consistent left winger. I know Doku has looked really lively at times, but he lacks a bit of end product, and I feel like Doku would make a much better impact in this game coming from the bench and playing the last 15-20 minutes. The question is, can City still be in the game in the last 15-20 minutes for Doku to make an impact? Same can be said with Foden and Savinho. All good options, but for me, I don't start Walker and I don't start Ilkay Gundogan, and I start Ortega over Ederson. Negative here from me, though. I'm not feeling positive, guys. I'm going 2-0 as my score prediction to Aston Villa. In terms of my betting tips, I can see us losing this game, if I'm being honest. I'm going whoever starts up top for Villa to score. If it's Watkins, I go with him to score anytime. If it's not him, I'm going Duran to score anytime as well. I can see if Manchester City do score, it coming from a more unlikely source, but I think he's our second top scorer, which tells me everything I need to know about City's creativity and how we've been in attack so far this season. Josko Gvardiol. Erling Haaland, not seen too much of him over the last few weeks, and it's been Josko Gvardiol stepping up to score goals for Manchester City. Make of that what you will. Anyway, next up for Aston Villa, they're taking on Newcastle away in the Premier League on Boxing Day. For Manchester City, we're taking on Everton at home again in the early kickoff on Boxing Day in the Premier League. Last note, I'm not going to be doing a live watch along as I am busy. Festive period for me is very busy, always is year on year, but I do promise you guys I will have regular live watch-alongs back by the end of the month, so do stay tuned for that one. I will have my match reaction out after this game for you guys to enjoy. So there we go, that has been today's video. Please do leave a thumbs up, 100 likes is the aim. Get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes. They're running that fantastic prize where you can enter for just 39 pence a potential ticket for an opportunity to potentially win 2 hospitality tickets for Manchester City's game on Boxing Day against Everton. Go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. Remember, you can purchase as many tickets as you want, costing just 39 pence. There is a double chance to win 2 hospitality tickets for this game. 14 instant prizes to be won as well. Links and details, they are in the description. And a big thank you to Football Prizes for sponsoring this video. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for my reaction to Manchester City's game against Aston Villa. Can we win? Is that poor form going to continue? What's going to happen? My expectations are very low. Yeah. Strange game. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.